Okay, let's dive right into this. You know when you see a beautifully wrapped vehicle, it's so easy to just stare at the vinyl. But the reality? A flawless wrap is entirely dependent on the pristine condition of the surface underneath it. So, let's break down the hidden surface killers out there and the ultimate cleaning protocol you need to beat them.
And this brilliantly illustrates the problem. What might feel, relatively clean to a casual touch can actually be a literal landscape of microscopic dust, oil, and paint imperfections. These tiny, invisible bumps are the ultimate enemies of a wrap. They'll destroy your vinyl adhesion, cause lifting, and just completely ruin that glass-like finish your clients are paying for.
So, to tackle this chaos, we use what we call the rule of three. We can basically break down the wide world of surface grime into three manageable categories. Understanding exactly which one you're dealing with dictates your entire prep method.
Category 1. The easily cleaned off stuff. We're talking standard dirt, road grime, baseline greases. A standard wash with a really high-quality degreaser soap is absolutely mandatory here, because vinyl will absolutely not stick to oil. Follow that up with an alcohol wipe to neutralize whatever's left. Honestly, if you skip this, your wrap is contaminated right out of the gate.
Next up, we have more complicated removal. This is the stubborn stuff: dried pine sap, bug remains, maybe some paint overspray. These require chemical solvents to break down or some serious mechanical intervention. Think aggressively using a clay bar. Especially if you're doing a full color change wrap, you absolutely have to extract these embedded particles to get that completely smooth, paint-like finish. Finally, we hit permanent contaminants. These are your extreme issues like dried cement or heavy latex paint splatters, and they often just cannot be removed without totally destroying the clear coat. Because typical wrap shops aren't really equipped for heavy paint correction, installers usually just have to wash the area thoroughly and literally wrap directly over the top of the defect.
Let's move to and see how this actually builds into your workshop schedule. Interestingly, 3M highly recommends a dedicated prep day, usually the day before installation. Why? Well, it allows the vehicle to be fully cleaned, completely dried out, and crucially, return to the ideal ambient temperature. For some context here, Avery Dennison notes that your optimal application temp is right between 21 to 27 degrees Celsius.
So the crucial point is getting the vehicle to that perfect state, and for that, you need a rigorous cleaning protocol. Pulled directly from standard operating procedures, it breaks down chronologically into three distinct steps. First, the soap and water wash. Second, mechanical or chemical decontamination. And third, the final isopropyl alcohol degrease.
All right, let's break those down. Step 1. Thoroughly wash the entire vehicle outside with a mild detergent and warm water. And listen, here is a golden rule. Do this regardless of whether the customer swears they just came from the car wash. You are the professional here, and you have to guarantee those gross contaminants are 100% gone.
Step 2 takes us a little deeper. You're going to use an appropriate solvent on a clean, lint-free cloth to attack the really tough spots, like tar or sap. Then, while the vehicle is still wet with the soap mix, aggressively scrub the surface with a clay bar. It's kind of like a deep clean facial for the car. It pulls that stubborn, embedded particulate matter right out from the pores of the paint.
Now, what's really interesting about this next step is that it's often where wraps succeed or fail long-term. We're talking about the absolute necessity of a final, surgical-level wipe-down of the entire vehicle. It has to be done using a strict mixture of 70% isopropyl alcohol and 30% water, and please, only use fresh, clean microfiber cloths.
And that brings us to install day. You have one precise final instruction. Immediately before laying the film down, clean that specific panel one last time with your 70-30 alcohol mix and a fresh microfiber. Basically, the less time between this final wipe and laying the film, the cleaner your installation is going to be. Simple as that.
Which leaves us with this final thought to wrap up our breakdown. The next time you're about to apply that first piece of vinyl, challenge yourself with this. Are you truly wrapping a car or just wrapping a layer of invisible road grime? Remember, a professional wrap starts long before the vinyl ever actually touches the vehicle.